Yeah, very much so. Yeah, it's not a normal first day back in January. So yeah, there is definitely some anxiety in the building this morning.
Yeah, we do have to say there, David, I mean, you heard Bridget Phillipson talking about the changes she would make if she was in power. What has it been like for you trying to bring in what changes you've been asked to so far?
Well, it's complicated because obviously the government guidance comes out quite late. So you're finding out, on the Sunday before you return in on a Tuesday, what new expectations are, and often you're reading things in the media before you're told firsthand. So those things do provide a challenge. This morning, for example, in our schools, we're going to be testing potentially 400 or 500 young people a day as they return into our schools, and that does cause really significant logistical challenges for schools who are obviously designed to deliver education and not necessarily diagnostic testing.
So how do you feel today? Are you on it?
Well, I'd like to think we're on it. Yeah, we're struggling also with staff absence. Most of our schools have got 10 to 15 members of staff absent this morning. So that adds another dimension to the challenges that we face. But, like all organisations, when confronted with challenges, you do try and rise to the challenge and do the best that you possibly can. And I think that's what will be taking place in Gorse Academy schools today.
And look, you can understand why the government left decisions on mitigations in schools till the last minute, because they wanted to get an idea of the picture over the Christmas period. Look, how are you approaching those staff shortages? We know that Nadeem Sahawi's Department of Education want retired teachers to come back into the classrooms. They're suggesting merging year groups and classes. Do you think that they're workable solutions?
I think the first of those two solutions, looking to retired teachers coming back into the profession, is much more complicated than it first appears. They'd all have to be checked before we would be able to have them working in school. So that's quite complicated, and certainly the local experience would be that there is a real shortage of supply teachers in the system. So that's not going to be an easy solution for schools in the short term, potentially in the longer term. In terms of merging classes, and that's what we'll be doing. We'll be looking for practical solutions on a day-to-day basis to manage staff shortages. And if you think that in a typical school we might have 10, maybe even 15 teachers off today, that could be 40 or 50 classes that wouldn't be able to be covered by a teacher. So it is quite a difficult logistical operation first thing to get those classes sorted out. But that's what we'll be doing in this week, definitely.